Hey there, friends. Coming at you with another episode of the Unroad Download presented by BMC. Get a chance to spend a few minutes with a local guy, Dylan Johnson. Dylan, how are you, man?
Good. How you doing?
I'm great, buddy. It's great to have you here with us.
Yeah, thank you.
This is a special place you got here in your part of the world.
Yeah.
What's your favorite part about it? What do you like the most? Why do you live here?
Why do I live here? Well, I did go to college at Brevard College just down the road. And
Noted cycling powerhouse college, right?
Yeah. Multiple mountain bike national championships and cyclocross national championship wins. So if I'm honest, that was probably the main reason I went to that school, not the education.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the cycling here is great. I'm biased, but I think the mountain biking here is the best on the East Coast,
right.
And the gravel is up there as well.
Your social is always full of you tracking around these beautiful trails and things like that.
Yeah, a lot of the roads on this course are roads that I ride on a weekly basis. So
that's gorgeous.
Yeah.
A good run for you last week at Unbound. You see, you got the dirt and stuff finally off of you. How'd you feel?
Yeah,
How's the body
finally
recovering?
I was in rough shape yesterday. I'll be honest. I was close to deciding not to race, and that is not something that I typically do, especially when it's a race right here in my backyard. Rode the bike today, legs felt good enough, and I'm racing tomorrow.
Love it. Speaking with that, then, you've seen the course, you know every inch of the course. Any favorite parts out there or parts that you know are going to really hurt some people?
Yeah, well, I think the parts that are going to hurt people are the parts that are on private property that I actually don't know myself.
The Falling Creek and places like that?
Yeah, I mean, that's some really steep terrain out there. I know there's some single track sections that are going to be hard to maneuver on a gravel bike. So if there's any place on the course that's going to hurt people, it's probably those sections. And people are not allowed to pre-ride them either, so everyone's going to be going in blind.
Yeah. They're beautiful too. Like, it's going to be hard, I think, for most people to keep their eye on the bike and the front wheel because the scenery is just so gorgeous.
Right.
Let's talk a little bit about California BWR. What was your maybe most memorable experience of that event?
Yeah, to be honest, California BWR was a bit of a rough race for me this year, but I mean, it's always fun to be back there.
Rough in what sense?
Well, I don't know. I felt like I kind of cracked halfway through, and then I was just kind of struggling to the finish. Maybe burnt a few too many matches, not being in good position going into those first opening single track sections. It's always such a struggle to kind of get in the top 20 into those single track sections.
Yeah.
So I was a ways back there, so I don't know if I'm in with a shot at the quadruple crown this year, but I don't know, we'll see.
You got to show up to do it, you know?
Right.
We can only race who's there. And
it seemed like last year those who showed up for all three races did well in the Triple Crown.
Yeah.
Because there were so many races on the calendar, and it's hard to make, every BWR race work for everyone.
Right. And each course is so uniquely different anyway.
For
you
sure.
have to kind of, in some ways, prepare for that in its own special way. Speaking of preparation, the bike is a key part of that. Any changes from the bike from last week at Unbound to this course this week?
The only difference is that I'm not running aero bars.
Okay.
And obviously aero bars are not allowed at BWR, but I don't know that I would run them anyway for this course because it's a very climby course and the tactics are going to be a little bit different. I'm even running the same tires that I ran at Unbound.
Is that a 40?
I'm going with 42 Specialized Pathfinder Pros. Probably a lot of people that may seem a little wide, but there's some chunky single track out there. There's some chunky gravel out there. I know it's a lot of road, but I tend to pick the tire for the roughest section of the course.
Okay. And give up that sort of the tire friction issue, kind of set that aside.
Well, what you usually find is that when you're on the road, the group is sort of working together and there's not attacks going. It's not a decisive point in the race. When you get to those chunky gravel sections or single track sections, that's where it's decisive and that's where you need to have the advantages.
Yeah.
It's not always like that. It depends race to race. In my opinion, in this race, that's probably what it's going to be like.
Yeah. Are most of those sections you think on a climb or on a descent, or I mean, you obviously have to have good traction regardless, but like where's it going to be the most important?
I mean, it could be both. So there's a pretty nasty climb on Pinnacle Mountain Road where attacks could easily fly, and then right after Pinnacle Mountain Road, we descend some single track through Rebranch. Somebody with good bike handling skills could easily get 30 seconds to a minute there if they really know what they're doing. So.
Rebranch known for its mountain biking as well, right?
Right.
Beer spelled backwards. We love that place.
Exactly.
Quick hit on the YouTube. What are you working on the YouTube channel? What are we going to see next?
Yeah, well, I got to get the Unbound recap up. I haven't had a lot of time to work on it this week because just been, traveling back and recovering and getting some podcasts out. But I'll get the Unbound recap up. I've got 2 more episodes with Steven Seiler about polarized training to get to. And then, if there's some interesting stuff to talk to the audience about this race, maybe I'll make a recap about this race as well.
Oh man, we'd love it if you did. It'd be great. A few minutes here with our man Dylan Johnson. Watch for him tomorrow in our Unroad Unlive coverage tomorrow on the Unroad Unlimited page. He'll be one of the main protagonists on the men's side. So thanks for tuning into this episode of the Unroad Download presented by BMC. We've got lots more to come here from Belgian Waffle Ride, North Carolina.